I just want to do this real quick one. So I got an email from a guy who wanted to do a PSA, which will be done separately on a separate topic. But part of it was him going through all these different interviews, and one of which was HR. And I think HR said something like, "Well, you had to, you had to earn the right to work from home." And something about like, yes, if there was like diversity or some kind of, political propaganda disguises training. Like, well, yeah, we get it. Like, yeah, I'm not in. And they're so upset they sent him an email. Like, good luck working with that, because hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. And most of HR is women, mean ones, bitchy ones as well. I do mean that you are mean. But it was funny when and we'll get to the PSA in a different video, but he pulled everyone he knew in his industry, and all of them are planning on quitting in an industry that is already desperate. And this is one of the few industries that didn't have the great resignation. And I just I'm so proud in one regard. I know rarely do I say this of young people with great resignation and people like Josh Fluke who put it out there. But in the olden times, like we needed jobs. And as much as I criticize and bust everyone's balls for living at home, you know what? You guys are right. It would if we all had done this earlier and toward corporate America to fuck off and have these genuine HR bitches just put in their place. Like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. No, see you, bye. This would have ended a long time ago and would have been a way better bargaining position of power. Not necessarily for high pay, but certainly that. But just like, no, we're not interviewing with HR. We're not doing diversity training. We're not doing sensitivity training. By the way, give us on the job. Oh, you won't give us on the job training, but you give us all that other training that we don't need. And just and they were so evil and so mean and so petty. And just like so much of the social sciences, they thought they were such pros, like they had formulas that figured out whether you'd be a good employee or not. And then you look at it like there's no veracity to the study of HR. And to have these arrogant power tripping bitches finally get their due, who prevented Lord knows how many hundreds of millions of people from getting the job they probably would have excelled at, how much they stifled and stymied people's careers. I am so happy to see it happening on the other end now, where you employers are so desperate and that maybe it still hasn't happened. You employers still haven't gotten your heads out of your asses yet. Hey, maybe we ought to fire or at least get rid of the HR Kuantahaha, the 23-year-old who just came fresh out of college, has got lip and attitude, is going to ask you, what's your favorite color and why? And if you were an elephant, what kind of elephant would you be? Maybe we ought to get her off the front lines and start, like, I don't know, taking her salary and paying other people an extra $2 or $3 an hour. And of course, you haven't done that yet. You all haven't done that yet. He still had to go to an HR lady, but ain't no one tolerating your shit no more. They're not. They're just not. And certainly people, those of us who like worked hard, got a little bit of experience now, have a degree or two, and here you are acting like it's like, what, 1995? And well, let me see. The unemployment rate 7%. People are hungry to work. Your company can't find people to keep the lights on, and you're giving us this bullshit about what's your favorite color and why, and people are just plain walking out. I love it when the articles first come. People are no shows for interview. Oh, how dare you put our HR baby in the corner? And it's going to take years. It could never happen because HR gals are so dense. But the time is coming where they might realize, like, nah, we don't need you anymore. No, we're not. And here's the other thing. I'll leave with this. Don't interview with companies that have an HR interview. Just don't. That company's not serious. There is no reason to suffer that indignation. And by association, things that don't have anything to do with your job, you don't have to take diversity training. You don't have to take sensitivity training. You'd almost want to say, okay, well, if we're going to do that training, you're going to train me on my job. Is there on the job training? You just say no. Just say no. And whereas most of the people, the great resignation, a lot of them are boomers. They're just not coming back to work. A lot of them are younger people, might not be terribly politically aligned with me. But for those of you on the right, just say no. Like, no, I'm not doing it. Because you have them on the ropes. These employers are so desperate for just people to show up on time. And now it's like, oh, remember all that crap, all the TPS reports? Ooh, continuing education, CP, continuing education. No, I don't. No, I don't have to do that. It should be like Yancey Derringer. Like, no, I don't believe I will. Be very polite Southern gentleman, all smarmy and cocky though. Diversity training. I don't think I will. Well, you'll lose your job. Fine, bye. I had a buddy of mine. He got fired. It's 5 months. And just so you know, I don't hang out with losers. So it's kind of like in that movie Free Jack, where I'm not testing your loyalty, Bob. I'm testing the machine. Like, I know the company that fired him was wrong. This is a class act guy. Geez, 5 months later, they can't find his replacement. Job is still posted. And as you guys scare away more and more of your talented, reliable, but above all else, sane labor, forget competent, just they're sane. They show up on time, they do the job. You drive them away, forget your productivity, let alone profitability going down. What remains have got to be nothing but a bunch of kiss asses and psychopaths. I can't imagine it's fun working in corporate America on a skeleton crew full of psycho NPCs and ass kissers. How's that work without us normal people who like actually do? What's it like without the 20% that did 80% of the work? What's that? Oh, but you know what? According to your algorithm, your little matrix there, oh, Tina in HR didn't like his shoe colors. Ooh, grody. Keep treating the real men and women who have real jobs and real skills like shit. Keep insulting us by having to talk to the 24-year-old moron who doesn't know anything about our profession and asks us these stupid fucking inane questions. Keep doing it. And you know what, HR? Keep being the bitch of the like you still think it's like 20 years ago and you're 25 years old. Ladies, you're 45. It's over for you. I don't mean the HI, but it's like that. You think it's still the sorority world? You think you're still queen bee? You think you got power? For once, you dumbass employers are learning employees are not your greatest asset. They're your only fucking asset. So keep insulting all the prospective labor by setting them up against Tina and HI. That's a real good idea. And make sure Tina's got that lip and that attitude. Oh, and ask, you know what you should do? First thing you should do is like when you're in desperate need of an engineer with master's preferred, bachelor's required, and like 5 years experience in software that's been around for 3 years. In addition to already perturbing that person, perturb them more by putting them in front of someone who's got an IQ of 85 and doesn't remember how to do long division. Do that. Oh, and make sure she's an insufferable bitch too. That we really need that. And then you see, oh, your employee turnover problem will be just gone the very next week. Oh, any super chats? I just want to. No HR gals are going to tune in. They think. I don't think people are coming back. I really don't. I don't think people are coming back. Like if there was a recession, I don't think people are going to be this desperate again ever. They're just going to live at home. They're just going to live at home. Safety doc is in the house, and we got the tornado chasing kid here too. All right. See you guys later. Toodles.